White Rook 85, coming to you from the old backyard today, next to my fire pit with some after season fire pit thoughts about deer season and upcoming. I know I've mentioned a lot of times that as soon as I finish one thing, I'm thinking about what I can do for the next year. What can we do different? What can we improve? What can we continue to do what worked last year? So just kind of want to go over a few things from the season and talk about next year or next spring, next fall. I'm enjoying a nice John Hay cigar today next to the pit here with some organic French roast fresh brewed coffee. Not Keurig, but fresh brew. I enjoy that better than the Keurig. Oh yeah, what a difference in taste. This John Hay cigar, this was made in the USA cigar, domestic, from tobacco, grown in Lancaster, York, and Chester counties, Pennsylvania. I was born in Pennsylvania, so Pennsylvania has always meant a certain, or had a certain feeling to me, even though I live in Delaware now. Just about an hour or so from the PA border, but think about Pennsylvania often. The cabin, of course. But very enjoyable cigar this morning next to the pit. Behind me you can see a little bit of the snow on the ground from that last storm that we had. But last season was good. I got that small buck that I mentioned in our deer video. Actually, it still is deer season here in Delaware. It's the last week of January, and that is muzzleloader season again. At this point, I'm just about finished going out. I don't think I'll be heading out anymore this year. Last week, we still had shotgun season in Delaware, and I managed to get a small doe with buckshot. And I did the buckshot video. That's a very popular video of mine out there on the channel. But because I did that video, I knew the limitations. Took that nice doe at about 20 yards, right in the chest, at 15 pellets. All 15 went right through that chest. Deer went right down. So I was happy about that, and I got some nice doe, tender doe meat for the freezer. I'm actually going to give that to Syntex 77 for him and his wife to enjoy. But it was a great season down the club, Lower Delaware. Probably had one of the best seasons that I know of, club-wise. When I was down there, I just didn't see a lot of deer. I hunted, I think, 5 or 6 out of the 8 days. I think 6 out of the 8 days I hunted. But there were some good ones taken out of there this year. Let me show you. I think this was a 9-pointer taken on the first day with about 5 minutes of light left. What a beautiful big deer. Another deer that was taken, I think the next day, maybe the Saturday, also a great deer. And a couple deer were taken in bow season with crossbows. I think it was late October or early November. Again, these are some great big deers, and we do quality deer management down there, and it really shows what it can do as far as how many acres you have, how much pressure you have. Again, quality deer management really only works if everybody contributes to that. That feels great. So as far as next season is concerned, spring, summer, fall, I spent a lot of the time after Christmas or so checking all the stores, Tractor Supply, Walmart, Gander Mountain, for all their deals, their end of the season deals that, of course, hunting season to them is just about over, so everything goes on sale. So I picked up a lot of stuff already. We're going to reseed the clover field that we have up at the cabin. It's been about 4 or 5 years, and the clover is just about to the end of its usefulness. So we're going to have somebody come in and till that all up and go ahead and reseed that. Picked up about 4 or 5 bags of some combination lime fertilizer. Expensive, You read the reviews, they say really just go with fertilizer or lime, does the same thing for a lot less. Goes for 17 bucks a bag. I picked it up for $4.99 a bag. So it's basically the same price as the fertilizer and lime if you bought those separately. And then it's mixed into the same bag. So I got a great deal on it. Picked up $4.65. It's trophy rock that's granulated. So I guess as they're getting these trophy rocks out, they make a lot of course, granular and dust and everything. So they put that into a bag, a 30-pound bag. Got that for, I think, $8.99. And again, that's close to 20. It's cheaper than the trophy rock. And I read some reviews online. A lot of guys saying they're really loving that. So picked up also a bucket of Lucky Buck mineral for our mineral pit up the cabin. And what I'm going to do is a combination of the Lucky Buck and the Trophy Rock 465 in our mineral pit this year. Lucky Buck, when I put it down, had a lot of bucks come into it. I think it was 12 hours after I put it down, we had our first deer into it, which is really good. I mean, they found that quick. Keep the cigar going. It's nice and sweet. But I'm going to do a combination because I can't get up to the mountains as much as I'd like to. And Lucky Buck, I think you need to refresh it. And I'm going to use the combination of the 465 that's going to stay there longer, says it brings them in longer, and that Lucky Buck. And I'd recommend that to you. Probably going to do a video on that in the spring also. Got some other things, some of the salt blocks for like $1.99, half price. Great deal. Also picked up 2 solar panels that I'm going to put one of them on my feeder up the cabin this year, the bear-proof feeder, just so I don't have any battery issues. May move it more towards the sun a little bit, but I'm going to do a video on that. One's a Rayovac and one's a Wild Game Innovations, and I have 2 rechargeable batteries, so upcoming I'm going to have a video on that, on which one does a better job. The Rayovac is bigger, and we're going to see if that actually makes a big difference. So look for a video on that. I also got a great deal on a Moultrie 880i game camera that I'll be doing an upcoming video on also. Great end of the year price, 78 bucks. This is an 8 meg camera with the invisible shot, which is very important up at the cabin, because those bears, if they see the red flash of the flash, they just go right over to that camera and they'll knock it right off the tree. So just don't forget, everybody thinks it kind of like trail cams for deer only, but certainly great on turkeys. Let me pop in a few pictures of some good looking toms that we had down the farm last year. These are some beautiful, nice close-up shots. So I had an idea, I knew where they were at, knew where they were going back and forth. So use those trail cams for turkey scouting this year. So I am going to do that video on the Moultrie camera in the next few weeks also. So keep an eye out for that one. One of the other things I picked up at the store on clearance was Big Tine Cherry Rush Attractant. That's by the Big Tine company. And I'm probably going to put a little bit of that onto the ground and mix a little bit of that into the corn as I put it into the feeder. I like the Big Tine 30-06. It's a combination of corn, sunflower seeds, and Milo. And that's basically, it looks like bird seed. And it's supposed to have some vitamin and minerals in it. A little pricey at $15, $16, $17 a bag. I like the stuff. I'd like to see it a little bit cheaper for what it is. I think you could. I think I could actually make that with sunflower seeds, a little bit of bird seed, and that Cherry Rush, because if you've ever used the Big Tine 30-06, does have a little bit of a cherry smell to it. So I think I'm basically going to make my own. But if you use that, I really like that. But it needs to go in a feeder. Just don't take the bag and dump it on the ground and think everything's going to be great, because the first time it rains, that bird seed and the sunflower seeds are going to attract all that moisture from the rain, and you're just going to have a big pile of mold right after the first rain. So if you're going to use that big tine, make sure you use that in the feeder so it spreads out and refreshes itself once, twice, 3 times a day, however much you have it going on. So I'm just going to sit here. I'm going to enjoy my coffee. I'm going to enjoy my cigar. My leg over here is nice, toasty warm. It's about, I think, 30 degrees out right now. 0 Celsius. And feels real good next to this fire in the sun. I'm just going to sit here, enjoy, think about some things, think about what I want to do. And that's really one of the things I wanted to get across to you, is think about next year. Think about what you want to do. Did you have a mineral pit and it sort of worked, it didn't work? I really like those mineral pits. I think they've made a big improvement to our deer herd up the cabin. Saw a lot of deer up there. There was a lot more deer than we've seen up there. So I'm hoping for some good things, and hoping for a nice buck up there up at the cabin in Pennsylvania one of these days. But think about what you want to do. Are you going to do a clover plot or a food plot this year? Where do you want it? Is it going to be in the sun? What kind of soil you have? Think about that kind of stuff now and start researching it instead of getting right into the time where you want to do it, and then all of a sudden you're trying to cram all that research into one. So that's kind of what I do when I'm out there looking in those stores and I'm buying some things and I'm thinking about next year what I can do. And you know, that's I think it's important to kind of plan ahead a little bit. Everybody plans ahead for some things, and that's just one of the things. Just like putting in money in the bank for a rainy day, I have everything in the garage basically for the spring summer, and you know, there's a lot of things in there now, and I know I'll be buying a lot more stuff for up the cabin. I think I'm going to buy those big salt mineral blocks from Tractor Supply that cost $6 a piece. Those things that deer really love. I think this year, I'm going to cut one in half, and you'll see that in the video this year. You actually can cut those up and make yourself some blocks out of those very cheaply. I think you can make about 6 to 8 nice blocks for $6, and that's again a great deal. One other thing you want to think about maybe in these times is think about joining some type of organization. And again, I've mentioned the NRA before. I know some people don't like it for some reason. Maybe they bug you too much. I am a life member, and I think they're doing some good things about awareness and trying to protect your Second Amendment rights. So think about it, but you don't have to. One of the other things you can do, say you're a turkey hunter, and I've gotten into that the last few years. Joined the National Wild Turkey Federation. Great investment. They've done great work here in Delaware restoring the turkey population, and they get new hunters involved. They get the kids involved. A few weeks ago, 18 mature toms, and the beards, I don't think any less than 6-inch beards. Some I'm sure were 9 to 10 inches long, and that is absolutely phenomenal to see 18 toms out there in the field. That was just great. And think about joining one of those. I just joined the Delaware chapter of Quality Deer Management for Delaware. And again, that's helping the deer in Delaware. And again, they're one of those that they quietly protect your Second Amendment rights. So again, if you don't want to join the NRA, join one of those groups. Maybe you're an elk hunter, pheasant hunter, duck hunter. Now, there's all those groups out there that you can join, and think about investing in one of those instead. The price is usually $25 to $35 a year, and I think it's a small investment to protect what you want to do. It improves the habitat for it. It improves just everything about whatever you decide to go. You know, turkey, elk, whitetail, pheasant, whatever. Go ahead and join one of those organizations, and I'm just going to leave you with that. Think about that, you know, this winter and this spring coming up, and enjoying this nice fresh brewed coffee and this nice John Hay cigar, getting the nice ash on it right now. I don't smoke cigars as much as I used to. but when I do, I certainly enjoy it. Having a nice time out here. So everybody, think about next year, or think about, I guess this is really 2016, so think about this year, think about the spring, think about the upcoming summer, the fall. So this is White Rook 85, signing out off the Delmarva Peninsula today, next to my nice fire pit. I think I'm going to have to shake it up a little bit, get a little bit more heat coming out of that.